Okay. Well, let's go a little bit into the future, or science fiction maybe, because the project I want to present is rather conceptual. It was even rejected by the Future and Emerging Technology call because it got positive marks, but at the end it was rejected because it was too ambitious. However, we'll try to make it less ambitious and try again. Now, we are all familiar with the problems with bridge resilience, bridge inspections that are necessary to have them in good condition, but this requires quite some specialized teams, equipment. It costs a lot and hinders normal use and so on and so forth. So this even leads to some huge problems, even collapses of bridges. So it's no wonder that quite some research has been put into improving this state. There have been solutions, including drone fleets and all kinds of. Now, we were a bit more ambitious, and SmartCon has a goal to really transform passive constructions into something smarter. Structures that will be able to take care of themselves, so to speak. And for this we want to use swarms of robots, and we used some biomimetics, so some good examples how animals, for example, behave. And these biomimetic swarms of robots should live with the bridge or any other infrastructure and continuously inspect, analyze the inspected indicators, decide what to do next, how to repair, maybe call someone or even do something by themselves to rejuvenate the building. The rejuvenation was probably that too ambitious part. So rather, instead of looking into existing, of course we did review the existing attempts, mainly with robots and other solutions, but then we of course also looked into the world of the nature, looked at the mobility, which to our thinking is one of the big problems for the robots, how to really be able to get to every part of the structure. So there were some different possibilities how to solve this or what to look at. We looked at geckos and their ability to climb the walls and ceilings using the van der Waals forces. These are the forces between the molecules, and geckos have developed this perfectly. However, there are problems involved. They have to lick their foot from time to time to get close enough to those molecules on the wall and things like that. But it's very impressive. Also, there were projects that have mimics this behavior. And of course, there is flying. On the other hand, we wanted to make this swarm to cooperate. So this involves communication, of course. And we looked at swarms of animals. Of course, there has been lots of research done in this area, like termites, how they build their structures, how is the communication going on. Therefore, we have biologists in our team. And yes, there has also been some quite interesting project and prototypes developed regarding the swarm activities of robots. And finally, we had to decide whether to, so there are two possible ways to go further. One possibility is to use specialized robots, where some would, act as general inspectors and would be fitted for this job, and others would be like repair robots. And of course, we looked at research in this area, and there are various ways how people were going, researchers were going. And the other way is to use some kind of transformers. Maybe you've heard of cubelets, cube-like robots that are able to combine their functionality, combine different ways, and be whatever you want them to be and function in a specific way. So we tried with a very basic, very simple form, a two-legged robot actually. We even did a prototype on the right. And this prototype was able to climb a concrete wall using those holes that were left from scaffolds. And yeah, it was successful. But this was all that prototype actually did. We are more interested in a way of using the van der Waals forces. So therefore this second example has those huge legs or feet, because there you need the larger the area, the better or the stronger the force. And we also thought of rejuvenating the structure, meaning that the robots will also be able to, so that their bodies, the basic bodies, are used as part of the structure. This would be primarily used in some urgent cases to prevent collapsing. So this was actually the basis of this concept. I don't want to go into details right now because this is half-done things that are not in the shape to be presented, but we are working further. I would rather use the rest of my time for something different. I would like to focus on the automation in our sphere of architecture, engineering, and construction, let's say by 2030. Due to the progress in various fields, we can probably expect tremendous changes, specifically due to the development of artificial intelligence, robotics, and so on. So technologies are really developing fast. My question would be, how do you feel about that? So, more focused, what effects of increased automation on the AEC sector can we expect by 2030? And I give you three possible answers. One would be, there will be some more or less significant effects on how AEC operates, meaning the companies as they exist will think it over a bit and adapt. A gradual development, one could say. The other would be, the sector will have to seriously rethink their business. And third would be a more radical, the whole sector will change into something completely different. And you can now use your phones, get to this survey or poll, and we can see what our opinion is. I will now click on the results here, and then we will be able to follow the the results. It should show up here, right? I'll do my answer as well, so that you can see vote. So you got the poll. It should be like synchronized. Is it? Do I have to refresh it all the time? That's funny. In my case, it is showing that something has changed. Yeah, right. I think I need to go to the final. Yeah, it's showing something. I'm sorry for the. Okay. So this is actually showing. I don't know how many of you have used the poll, but I'll try to refresh it. It's changing. Let us give it a few more seconds. So, anyone wants to give your vote, or have you done it? I'll do one more refresh. Where's this mouse now? It's here. Okay. One more refresh. Right. So it is like most of you actually think that the AC will need to rethink their business radically. And 72% think there will be some more or less significant effects, and the minority thinks the whole sector will change into something completely different. Well, I was among those. Thank you.
We have a few minutes for questions.
It was very interesting what you showed. You said you are among the ones who are in the minority. The first, can you say why?
Well,
completely different.
I'm following the quite close. I'm very